Your car is keeping you broke. The age-old question used to be, should I buy a car or lease a car? But these days, with record high prices and apps like Lyft and Uber, the question now is, should I even have a car? Let's talk money.
All we talk is money. All we talk is money. It's like bees to the honey.
We Americans, we love our cars. We love our cars so much that there's 280 million cars on the road. That's one for every adult and then some. But how much is your car costing you? Today we're discussing the 5 things you need to know before buying a car. Supply and demand, new car prices, used car prices, interest rates, and the overall cost of owning a car. But first, if you find value from this video, like and subscribe to the channel. All right, number 1. It all comes down to supply and demand. Before the pandemic, there were 3 million new vehicles up for sale. In 2021, during the height of COVID, that number dropped to a historic low of 850,000 cars. Now, in 2024, there's only 2 million cars on the market. That's a third less than its peak. Add on supply chain disruptions and global microchip shortage, the car market has suffered immensely. It's economics 101. Fewer cars means higher prices and less selection, so much so that a third of car buyers settled for a car they didn't even want due to slim pickings on the lot. Supply is low, demand is high, making cars more expensive than ever. Now let's get into the prices. Number 2, aggressively high new car prices. Today, the average price of a new car is $48,500. That's the highest ever on record. Back in 2020, the average new car cost $38,000. So now you're paying $10,000 more for that new car feeling. A couple other factors to consider for your new car. The average down payment for a new car is $6,800 according to Edmunds. Depreciation. New cars lose 20% of its value the second you drive it off the lot and lose 60% of its value after 5 years. So now if you want to save a couple bucks and get a new cheap car, there's only one car on the market that's under $20,000. What's the car? Well, it's a Mitsubishi Mirage. And to my friends out there, good luck getting laid with that Mirage in your garage. Look, overall, everyone loves that new car smell, but something's smelling kind of fishy. Number 3, used cars. Looking for a used car? Well, pump the brakes, because used car prices have also skyrocketed by 30%. Today, the price of a used car is at an all-time high of $31,000. 2 years ago, it was just $22,000. That's an $8,000 increase. Now, the average monthly payment for a used car will set you back $550 a month. That's up 46% from 2020 when your monthly payment was $400. That's $150 less in your bank account every month. Also, if you're looking for that used car, the average down payment will cost you $4,100. So now, let me get this straight. You're paying way more for something with more miles and less tread on your tires. So now you might be saying, all right, Sos, well, what about a lease? Good question. Here's the deal with a lease. It's going to cost you less than a new car, but more than a used car. The average monthly price for a lease in America today is $600. But here's the problem. Inventory is tighter than ever, and of course, you're gonna need to return the car at the end of your lease. So here's the deal. Regardless if you end up buying a car or leasing a car, you're still more than likely to have to pay at least $500 a month. But it doesn't end there, because that's far from the true cost of owning a car. When you take into account loan interest, depreciation, gas, insurance, maintenance, and fees, the actual cost of driving a car is much, much more. Number 4, interest rates. Interest rates are the highest they've been since 2007, right before the Great Recession. Depending on your credit score, the average interest rate for a new car ranges between 5 and 14%, with the median average interest rate being 7.5% for a new car. For used cars, it's a lot worse. The APR ranges from 7 to 21%, with the average being 11% APR. A 1% increase adds $20 to your monthly payment, which could mean thousands over the lifetime of your loan. All right, hot tip. So when you go to the dealership, you think they're selling cars, but what they're really selling is credit. Why is that? That's because the financing department is the profit center for all car dealerships. That's where they make their money. Here's how it works. When you want a car, the dealership deals with dozens of different banks to shop for your rate. They will typically add a 2% markup fee for the dealership. What people don't know is that rate can be negotiated. Look, salesmen are slick, man. They use a lot of psychology and sales techniques to get you in that car today. For example, they're gonna always come to you with great news, like great news. We got you 19.9% interest rates on your new car. How does that sound? Sounds pretty freaking horrible. But what most people do is they're so fixated on the price of the car or the monthly payment, you forget about the rate. Remember, everything is negotiable. Trade-ins, interest rate, every product you're purchasing, bumper-to-bumper warranty, extended warranty, mileage, time frame, all that. It's like a menu of add-ons at the Cheesecake Factory. So if you're dead set on buying a car and you're not listening to me, what I'm saying today, just know this. Car salesmen need to make quotas. Just like how traffic cops always give out tickets at the end of the month. The best time to buy a car is at the end of the day on the last day of the month. That way they're looking to get the hell out of there and sell you a car at the best possible price. So now let's add it all up. Car payment, interest, insurance, gas, maintenance, taxes, tag, title. Drum roll, please. The total annual cost of owning a car has exceeded $1,000 a month, which is over $12,000 a year. And here's the deal. That's if everything goes according to plan. God forbid you get a ticket, an accident, or even a DUI, you're screwed. So overall, not only is your car making you broke, it's making most Americans broke. The total annual loan debt in America today is $1.6 trillion. Compare that to the national credit card total debt of $1 trillion and the national student loan debt of $1.7 trillion, and Americans are struggling to make payments. So much so that auto loan payment delinquency rates are at the highest level since 2006. Late payments of 60 days or more have climbed 20% from a year ago. And repos, the number of cars repossessed has increased 11% since 2022. The number of teenagers with driver's licenses declined from 64% in 1995 to under 40% in 2021. No license, no car, no driving. Is this a sign of what's to come? So here's my 2 cents. Prices are inflated. Interest rates are sky high. Insurance is not cheap, which all means that owning a car is pricier than ever. Now look, I get it. Some of you need a car. Some of you want a car. You want to look good. You want to do your thing. You want to show off. You want to show that you're making some money. But for far too many of you, your car is keeping you broke. So when budgeting, it's important for you to know that your transportation expenses should be no more than 10 to 15% of your overall income. So make sure you do the math. You need to understand how much you're making versus how much you're spending. Look, I haven't had a car in over 10 years and I'm doing just fine. Times have changed. Things are different. This wasn't even a conversation people had 10 years ago. But now I think it's time for you to have a heart-to-heart with your wallet. So here's the bottom line. Don't let your car drive you to the poorhouse. Check your rearview mirrors. Be careful out there because objects in your driveway are pricier than they appear. Save that money.
Talk is money, honey. All we talk is money. All we talk is money. It's like bees to the honey. Honey, money, honey, money, honey. It's the SOSCAST, baby.